All right, let's try to figure out what spirit has for the collective today in this 6-9 portal. I pulled some oracle cards, which I typically call message cards. Either way, today I'm calling them oracle cards. And I got this woman holding a coin, door to spirit, hostilities, and goddess of the moon. And I was just taking that in, intuitively trying to figure out what the message is. I'm definitely seeing with door to spirit, ancestors, divine beings, angels, our guides towards spirit, flooding in. It feels like they're flooding into the 3D. And before that, there is this woman holding a coin, and I'm drawn to the purple, which is made from blue and red. I'm thinking of I might be wrong about this, but I don't think it matters. I'm thinking of the crown and the root and something about that. And I might be wrong about the crown color, but I don't think that matters because this is the message. Something with the crown. So receiving messages from spirit and the root, and how in this 3D that, like those two things, it's hard to have them exist together because they're almost at opposition. Because if you want to be receiving messages through your crown from spirit, it's in a totally different frequency than being in, let's say, your root chakra, where if it's not secure, I was talking about this the other day, then you're concerned about things, worldly matters that you're worried about. And that will not allow you to travel up the chakra system into your crown. And that seems to have a lot to do with the spiritual battle that's going on in the unseen. The other thing is the black cat. That tells me she's wise, a little mystical, holding a coin, and then the coin is in her lap, like almost right over her womb, like right over the sacral chakra, the, well, birth, creation. I was talking about this the other day. Then the hostilities, it's like those things are at odds. It's almost like the battle is about keeping things in the earthly realm with earthly matters. And there's like this angry guy down here. But no, we're looking at past cycles and how they have played out historically, and taking a new way, a new approach at this particular moment in time. This moment in time, this precise moment in time. I mentioned the metronome download that I got. I'll put that in this video. Something about that, but let's just see together what we can get. And you can hold down on the video if this shuffling is annoying. This one. 5 of Wands. There's a lot of conflict going on right now. Not all of it's bad because people are releasing things. I'm thinking of like a pressure cooker and the lid being removed. My throat chakra is being like affected right now because somebody somewhere doesn't want this message to come out. But I've been called to give it. So yeah, there's things being released. There's the red, there's the blue. It's going higher up to spirit. It's like people are aligning practical matters here in the 3D with spirit. And so with that change, there's conflict, but it's happening anyway because of all this information and the watching. There's something with voyeurism here. Not all of it bad, but it's like, what information do I believe and what do I discard? Some of it's nonsense. Like if you look in this food container, there's a bunch of noodles in there, and I love carbs and noodles, but they're not particularly great for you. But then there's that broccoli too, and it's like mixed in with all that other stuff. And like, how do you figure out what's going to nourish you and what is going to just be filler or not nourish you? I want to move these cards now that everybody has seen them. I'm just going to move them for a second. Door to spirit. Move that down or up, actually. Okay. Let's see what's going on right now in terms of this. If you've been feeling like your own personal truth or someone else's personal truth is relevant to you, and that you feel that what's happening or how you're handling it here in the earthly realm is at odds with what you're feeling called to do, this message might be for you. People are definitely seeing that there is a different way. This isn't it, what's here, what we're experiencing here on Earth. Feel like a lot of people believe that, but some people just accept it and don't actually believe it because they haven't seen proof of it. It's like almost like faith is transforming because something that was unseen is becoming seen in some way. And some people really need that in order to understand spiritual universal law, how things work in the unseen. And that's the plan. That's what God intends. It's a very important moment in time. There's a lot of conflict here in this earthly realm. It's meant to be resolved. With this information age, which brings so much good and also bad, there's been some sort of blurring of the lines. What we're seeing is not what's actually there. In this photo, I'm being drawn to this couple taking a selfie. And what I'm thinking is, like, this looks like a great day. It probably was a great day, but it's just one brief moment in time, 1 second. It doesn't tell the whole story. But what we've been consuming for some time now as a collective is a series of snapshots, some of them taken out of context, some of them completely misrepresented. Like maybe there's AI, maybe there's filters, and or maybe it's totally, yeah, made up. Who knows? Some of it's true, and that's the thing with the noodles and the broccoli. It's like, how do you figure out a way to navigate going forward, ensuring that there's a more accurate representation of reality being pumped into the collective without stifling the creativity and creations, which leads to innovation and improvements for humanity? How do we do that? Like, how do we create from this sacred space, um, to have abundance in line with our goals that are long term, like after this life? How do we keep our souls aligned and create in this sort of contaminated atmosphere that's causing a lot of hostility, where people are always wondering what's true, what's not true, what's hidden, and what's not hidden? I think that also the Knight of Wands is showing that in the recent past, there has been either somebody in your life particularly, but I'm talking to the collective as a whole. People are like making fast movements or quick decisions. Maybe they're acting out of that root place, and it's not helping. It's not helping with this, which I keep pulling. It's very important. It's this fool's journey that we're supposed to be going on as a collective. That idea of us all going on this journey, everyone who's aligned with love and light. And if that sounds very woo-woo, I just mean those who care about their legacy, their imprint and history on this world. They want to leave it better than how they found it. And they have a sense of fairness and wanting justice for the whole. And that being kind of new, like a new way to look at things. Some people are seeing this as a great opportunity, and other people are seeing this as tragic or something to be feared. I think of air traffic control as being spirit in this case. It's like there's a greater force overseeing all this. And we are just meant to navigate it, knowing that that greater force is there while still doing our part. Because there's a lot of movement happening, things are happening quickly. This may be in your life, this may be happening around you. But I'm really drawn to the hot dog on this hot dog cart, because the reading I did the other day when I pulled the Page of Wands, which has a hot dog on it in this deck, it really was clear to me that the message was proceeding from a place of fear or anxiety, feeling that you have to make a move or a decision, or there will be some sort of a consequence. And that is not at all what is called for right now for this new beginning that's coming, because it means that things are changing rapidly for us, and that we have to do this with faith, because there's some evidence that this fighting, battling, and sort of pitting people against each other for whatever reason, well, there's someone watching for sure. And it does feel like a collective spiritual test. I want to see what's coming in the not too distant future here. It's calling for creativity. This time is about creativity and innovation. It's like a spiritual renaissance is what I'm hearing. Yeah, because so here's the Five of Cups in reverse. And again, I don't read reversals the way I think people typically do. But let me just move this card for a second. I want to take a look. Things do appear upside down right now. It feels like this is a test. It's like there's a line going directly up to spirit, and focusing on the day to day, although it's necessary, obviously, because you're here in the 3D, it's not the end game. Because these cups here are like tipped over. It's like, this didn't work. This was a fail. These people aren't happy. That person isn't happy. But then I'm like focused on this one cup that's upright and it's plugged in. It's like plugged in to the divine. This is like the golden rule. It's like it was forgotten or something. And we can't forget that. So yeah, like people are a lot of people are seeing this as making things right, coming out of regret, moving forward with clarity and purpose. This is about like forgiveness too. This is about forgiving yourself and forgiving others for not being able to keep up sometimes with how fast things are moving, and perhaps investing in something that isn't going to go all the way. Again, it's about some kind of course correction here on a large, large scale. Can that be seen? All right, let's see what's going on in the environment. You could be coming out of disappointment. There may be new hope on the horizon. Maybe there's 4 things that haven't worked out, or 4 people that have hurt you. And again, people feel defensive, or they feel like they have to defend themselves, or people are feeling like they want to defend you. Here's that purple up near the top. It's interesting. It's like this isn't really the end game either. It might be necessary to defend yourself or to defend someone else, but ultimately there are no winners. Whatever's happening right now, there's really no winners, because this 7 of Wands card, which is about defending yourself, being defended by spirit, but there's some sort of defending your ground, defending what you have. I'm seeing this as 2 sides, but as you can see, both sides have blackened windows. So it's like there's losses on both sides, but maybe some people are going to take that better than others. Also, in terms of a resolution with this Chariot, yellow, I'm thinking, what is that? Solar plexus? Yes. Your life force. And then right next to this red, which is that root. These two are next to each other, and what you're required to do is to regenerate your energy, to problem solve creatively. And how do you do that? You do that by being plugged into your God, your spirit, the universe. It's all there for you. You're part of it, the collective. Let's just see what people are hoping for or fearing or both. New collaborations, a new project, doing something right, making something right. It's like that pizza dough, it's up in the air. It's like, Jesus, take the wheel. It's like, I have faith. This is like, it's giving me the fool vibe, because, the traditional fool card is this, this person stepping off a cliff with like really nothing, but having blind faith. But it's harder to do that now for us because we're not blind and we know a lot. We know a lot about what's happened, what's going to happen. We know all that. So now, how do you do that when you know so much? You collaborate. You don't do it alone. You plug into spirit. You find people you can trust. And you start something new with everything that you've learned, plus the faith. It's like merging those worldly matters with the spiritual understanding. There's some sort of proof that what we've been believing blindly is actually there. Not everybody needs that, but some people do. The Emperor in the outcome. I just heard law and order. This is about, see how what is that, the Empire State Building? See how it's pointing up to spirit? This is about commanding your own sovereignty without diminishing that of others. Noticing that on this card, it's very bright. There's no shadows. There are some clouds. Even though some of the buildings, which could represent countries, families, people, some of them are not as tall and maybe not as noticeable or seeming to have less authority or power. But in the divine's eyes, which is above that, all of these buildings are equally important. So just because the building is taller doesn't mean that that matters where it really counts up above. This is the creative new way where you're not defending, you're existing, you're coexisting. All of these buildings can be seen. Some are shorter, some are taller, they're different colors, they're different shapes, they're from different time periods, but they're all there being seen, existing for a purpose. There's a purpose. This building wouldn't look so tall if it weren't next to others that are shorter or smaller. It's like not forgetting that. Not forgetting the root or where this emperor started. The origins of something. The Magician. it is possible. It is possible to alchemize the current status. The way things are right now, there is a way to not be in like a doomsday mindset. It's absolutely possible. That's spirit telling us. I've given you these tools. I've created you. You're here for a reason. Use your, I want to say magic, but I don't mean like spells because I don't do them. And not that all of them are bad, but it's about you understanding that you have more, I'm going to say power because it's the only word I could think of, but it's not really the word I mean. You have more of a say and more control over what happens next than you ever imagined, is what I'm feeling from that. I already shuffled this deck. I just want to get some clarifying cards. So, Spirit, my angels, my ancestors. What is this Five of Wands about for the collective? Well, whatever it is, it's almost over. It's like navigating out of the matrix. It's like you don't feel like you could take anymore, but you're almost there. Like this is not the time to give up. Not in terms of battling, but in terms of, well, let's find out your plans, what you really want to do, what you really want to create. This could be, for some people, it could be abundance in all different ways. This could be a million different things. But whatever your plans are, it seems like you and the collective have been through a battle. It's been hard. Things have been difficult for a lot of people in different ways. Two of these came out. Yeah, working really hard and gaining knowledge. That's beautiful. That's what you've been doing. That's what the collective has been doing. Working really hard at finding out the truth or the closest thing to it so that we can plan to build on a solid foundation collectively. Making plans. Now, in this past position where people have been somewhat deluded or lied to, or just the systems in place allow for that, even if it's not intentional, fast, impulsive actions, people acting out of fear, maybe being reckless. This is all stuff in the past position. Yeah, that's the truth. Ace of Swords, or in here, Ace of Spears. That's the truth. You don't have to be scared. Spirit's got you. That's why that red ribbon is up towards the top. Because if you, this is going to sound corny, but I really can't think of a better way to say it. It's like if you do the right thing, you're going the right way. What's the right thing? All the stuff you learned in kindergarten, including the golden rule. Let's see. I want to see, in this challenge position, which is, I do think this is about sorting through information and figuring out what's real. It's also kind of like a warning that like someone is watching, and that's not to make anyone paranoid, because this is like I guess it depends on what you're doing. But again, this is like It's coming to the surface, all right? It is, all of it, the good, the bad. Let's just see another card with that. Well, 2 of them came out, so let's just see what it is. 3, hanged man, page of brooms, which is page of wands, and 4. Okay, 4 of wands. Okay. Well, looking at things from a different perspective and feeling like you might actually care about making a change, because people want to feel like they have a safe home, a safe place to live, to be creative, to expand, to grow, to celebrate again, to celebrate together. But we have to look at things differently and then not be overwhelmed by it. It's like monotone color. Like, holy crap. What was up is down and what was down is up. And then having faith and not flying off the handle or hiding, under the covers, but saying, okay, well, what do we do about it? And then creating it, a celebration. This could be a new home, a new relationship, some sort of celebration, something good because of this new perspective. That's what spirit wants. It's like, this isn't a punishment. This is what was necessary to reset things. I can't put all of those cards with this, so I'm just going to stick them over here for now, because I want to find out some advice on this fool's journey here. I just heard you're tapped in. The world, the real world. It's like, we know who the man behind the curtain is. And instead of it being some guy pushing buttons and pulling strings, it's like God. It's like visible. Somebody is pulling strings from much, much higher than what we thought. And is that a bad thing? No. I mean, look at all the color in that image, going from black and white to color. This is a big deal. It is something that is ending something else. And we're starting something new. The world, the fool and the world. Part of the journey of the fool in this case is closing something else out in your life. It's like it's come right to your front door. It used to be out there somewhere, but no longer. It's like right in your face. You open the door and there it is. You turn on the television and there it is. You're scrolling on your phone and boom, there it is. Whatever that is for you, it's trying to tell you something, because something is moving pretty quickly in the near future. Let's clarify the Chariot, Spirit. anxiety and fear of losing what you have. Anxiety and fear of losing what you have. But it's absolutely necessary to understand that Spirit is not going to let anything be taken away from you that isn't going to make things better for you if you're plugged into Spirit. And if you're watching this, I'm assuming you are. This chariot was designed for you. It's like an escape hatch or like a portal to get you out of a mindset that you've very likely been programmed into with all of this like false information that there is some sort of impending doom, or if you allow yourself to create or to make something new or to take a chance at expanding, that you'll lose everything that you have. That might be in the collective mindset, but no, it's going to bring less suffering, which if it does that, it's going to help you no matter what. When we reduce the suffering on this planet, it helps the entire planet and everyone in it. And anyone who is at odds with that is probably not plugged into the same source that you are. But there are a lot of people concerned about that. I want to pull another card for clarification on that. Yeah, that's a validation for me. Six of Brooms, this is Six of Wands. This is about victory. This is about triumphing after a battle. Coming out, oh no, that's the Seven? Seven of Brooms. Yeah, this is also, okay, forget that. Same thing. This is about, well, we have that here already, right? Yeah, Seven of Wands, right. Defensiveness. Defending what's right in this case. This is about understanding that as long as you are aligned on your path for the greater good, that you have backing, that you are not alone, that there's someone watching, protecting you. But this is so telling because like I know what the message is about, but I keep getting drawn back to what's going on around this change, a new journey and things closing out for something new. And it's like the fear of being left out in the cold, having to defend oneself, when it's like you're going to be delivered from that. That's like the worldly issue. That's like the Knight of Wands stuff. Let's just see in this future position with the Five of Cups in reverse what we see. Yeah, like this is what I was feeling before when I saw the Six of Wands, but it was actually the Seven of Wands, is this Ten of Pentacles. It's like he's in a hot air balloon. He's going higher, higher. It's like this man, he is the man that was behind the curtain. And look at him. He's transcending that. He's like, I don't need to stay back here pushing all these buttons. I could just like go out and live my life. It's about coming out of grief, disappointment, all of those things, and dreaming a new dream, or getting in touch with that again. I just heard, who were you when you were 9? Who you were when you were 9? What did you want to be when you were 9? Or what was important to you when you were 9? That's what I just heard. And this is a 10. And this is a 9 of Wands. It's like there's one more step. You're almost there. this is long, but I do want to see what's in the environment with this defensive Seven of Wands. I'd like to see who's defending what, see if we can get some clarification on that. Love. Love. My gosh, this could mean so many different things, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's not from the root. This is beautiful. The heart. Purple. Yes. Purple. Red and blue. Purple. Right here. Creation. It's almost like transforming our idea. Look, I'm not saying that money isn't great. It is, and there's enough of it for everyone. But with that coin being right in front of the womb, it's about the bigger picture. It's about sustainability. It's about future. It's about repairing what's here. It's about protecting creations, protecting creativity and the means to be creative. Being I'm being drawn to like the First Amendment. I'm thinking about just being able to be an individual in this world, that there's enough room for everyone. It's spirit in the environment, defending this, what God loves, which is love, kindness, expansion, caring for one another, the golden rule. It's being defended. And then we have two more to clarify. It's this new project, this new thing that we're working on, that you're working on over here, where it's like still not created. And yeah, we might not want to see it, or it might be scary to think about it. But what is it? Passion, confidence. Thinking about that person that is so confident and comfortable with themselves, and really, I'm thinking of these really brave like Navy SEALs and people like that. These guys who, if you met them, you would never know the amount of responsibility or the training that they've endured or the things that they've seen. They tend to be like very unassuming, like humble people. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of those types of leaders, like people who lead by example. Maybe they're not big talkers, but when they're in action, like you're going to know it. There's a bunch of people like that right now that are being activated. People who lead by example, they're not afraid to do something that's extremely difficult. You can tell them that something is impossible and they'll still do it because it's what's required. It's the mission. It's because they signed up for it. Just like we all did. That's my belief. Before we got here, we chose. That's controversial. You might not believe that. Take what resonates. But that's what this is making me feel. This is about bravery and courage. And I use the military example because I really admire these guys so very much. And it just amazes me, especially now that I've, been on YouTube for whatever, almost a year. And I'm seeing these guys on podcasts and I'm like, that guy? Like, that's the guy? He's so nice. Like, like I feel like I could tell him my problem. He's the guy who carried out that mission. It's something to that effect. It's like, this is a fire card, but it feels like a heart card. because you have to have a lot of heart to do what's necessary right now at this moment in time. The Emperor here. Let's just get a clarifier on that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a confirmation for me. Leading with the heart. You know, here's another thing is when you talk to these people, and I haven't had the opportunity to talk to many people who have, I know a couple of people in the military, and they're all, you know, boy, certain kind of person who would do that. But yes, you have to have a tremendous amount of heart. Absolutely. But you keep your cool. You know, when things go down and you have to protect other people, you cannot be like running around like a chicken without a head. It's caring about stuff and being able to contain it enough to like do stuff with that, to carry out a mission. This is exactly what I was thinking that this meant. It's like power does not have to necessarily mean being cruel or lacking empathy or conquering every last thing that there is to conquer. There's a new way that people are looking at power, or there's a new type of archetype. There's a new type of, we're not looking up to these people anymore who will do absolutely anything to get where they're at and step over anyone to get what they need. It's like not what we're looking for anymore, and it's not what's going to help in the future. This Emperor here looks intimidating, is taller, more money went into it, there's more people working on it, it probably generates more money, it probably pulls more power from the grid, and yet it's just allowing these other buildings to be around it. It's not overshadowing it. Everybody's got sun on them. It's like out of that root chakra, connected to source, leading from a like from what you care about. Again, the golden rule. You care about what you create, and you care, and you don't have to win at all costs. Other people can exist as well. There's your confidence. There's more of that happening. All right, let me just pull one more oracle card, or maybe two, depending on what it is. But let's just see if there's something of value here for whoever's watching this. Yeah, adjacent possibilities. Adjacent possibilities. Looking at things differently than we have. It's like there's not one way. There's multiple ways. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. And I'm really glad that if you saw this, you did. And I hope that there is something in it for you. And just sending you love and light from me to you. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.